It was Christmas Eve, and Avo's cozy forest home sparkled brightly. Inside her magical forest, Avo was busy having fun with her friends, Pippi and Alex. They were rolling. Pippi carefully placed a bright orange carrot right on the snowman's face. Avo and Alex watched, their eyes. But then, Avo saw something that made her happy smile fade away. A tiny tear rolled down one bunny's cheek. It seemed they had lost something very important. One snowy morning, Avo, Pippi, and Alex were enjoying the festive air. But then, Avo noticed something. With her kind heart leading the way, Avo slowly, gently tiptoed closer to the bunny children. The little bunny children shyly pointed to their patch of ground. It was empty. They made tiny... And by their cozy burrow door, tiny, empty stockings. Oh no. Avo looked all around. She saw other sparkling trees and beautifully wrapped presents in the distance. But right here, it was a frosty morning, and Avo looked up at the winter sky. She imagined Santa's... With a stick, she quickly sketched a round, jolly Santa figure right there in the fluffy snow. Then, with a happy aha, she clapped her hands together. Her face was radiant and bright. Oh, so... Avo excitedly gathered her friends, Pippi, Poda, Roselle, Barry, and Alex. With Avo's face glowed with purpose as she pantomimed being Santa. She pretended to deliver gifts and make all the little forest... Avo looked at her friends, and they looked back at her. Everyone nodded. A big mission ahead. They were ready. First, they needed a beautiful tree. And then, sparkly presents just for everyone to see. Little Poda saw a big, frozen branch. Oh, how she pulled and she tugged. Oopsie daisy. Suddenly, Poda slipped on the soft, white snow. Roselle wanted to make a bush look pretty, with bright red berries so sweet and so diddy. But oh dear. Little Barry, who looked like a plump red cherry. Poor Barry. He wanted to make a special gift. He found tiny pebbles and tried to wrap them in soft leaves. The crumbled leaves and tiny pebbles lay scattered on the glistening snow.
Meanwhile, Alex, with his bright blonde hair, had a wonderful idea. He found a beautiful, shiny mushroom and...
Broken mushroom pieces lay next to a tangled ribbon. Alex looked at them, feeling so disheartened. Avo wanted to make the most wonderful Christmas toys. She worked very hard, carving and shaping the wood. She held up a little toy, turning it around. It wasn't quite what she had hoped for. Next, she wanted to dress up just like Santa. She gathered bright red leaves and fluffy white whoosh! A sudden gust of wind came blowing by. Her leaf and fluff Santa suit. Soon, Avo and her friends were all sitting in the soft, cold snow. Avo looked at her friends, then at all the sparkly materials around them. How can we make this Christmas extra special? But then, Avo noticed something important. Her friends were trying very hard, but sometimes... So, Avo's eyes sparkled with a new idea. She gently gestured to her friends, showing them how they could all... Pippi could do this, Barry could do that, and Roselle knew just what to do over there. Everyone had a perfect job. Happily, Pota and Alex teamed up. With a gentle, determined push, they carefully moved a sturdy little sapling. Today, everyone was busy. Pota and Alex carefully lifted a little sapling, roots and all. Meanwhile, Pippi and Roselle were busy too. They gathered the prettiest winter flowers and shiny, sparkly ice. Roselle carefully chose a vibrant flower, while Pippi excitedly pointed to a super sparkly ice cream. And look! Tiny Berry, so clever and nimble, began to weave them all together. Twist and... Berry's tiny paws moved so skillfully, making sure every flower and crystal was just right. Soon, in their cozy, snowy forest home, Avo and Alex had a very important job. Avo's little paws were so careful. She meticulously tied each vine. Next, it was time for delicious-looking nuts. Avo and Alex continued their wrapping, making lovely packages with more. Soon, Avo and her friends were surrounded by all their beautiful creations. There was a little sapling. Avo looked at everything they had made together. Her face radiated with determination and a growing satisfaction. What a wonderful... The night grew dark, and the stars began to twinkle like tiny diamonds in the sky. And look! Our dear Avo had transformed into the most charming forest Santa. So, her loyal friends followed closely behind. Pippi, Hoda. Tonight was a very special night. Avo and her friends tiptoed through the soft, snowy forest. Soon, it was time for the first big step. Our friends Poda and Alex carefully carried. The little tree had to be just right. Poda and Alex worked together, watching closely. Next, Roselle and Barry brought out the sparkling decorations. Shiny garlands and glittery ice crystals made the... Barry gently placed a shimmering ice crystal on a branch, and Roselle gave the... Avo was very excited, for it was Christmas Eve. With her friend Pippi's help, she carefully placed... She took a special leaf-wrapped gift and placed it just so. A big, happy smile spread across... But what about the stockings? Avo had a clever idea. She hung colorful, yummy nuts on each one. She peeked at her sleepy friends, dreaming sweet Christmas dreams. Then, she looked at the beautiful... Avo gave her friends a quiet, happy nod. They had made Christmas so special for everyone. It was Christmas Eve night, and everyone was fast asleep. Avo and her... So, with a happy bounce, both little bunnies hopped right out of their cozy home. All their sleepiness... The bunnies looked up at their pretty tree, then at their little stockings, and then at each other. Their tiny... Meanwhile, Avo and her friends were secretly watching from their hiding spot. Seeing the bunnies so happy made their...
And so, with kind deeds done, Avo looked at her dear friends. A loving smile spread across her...
Then, one by one, her friends gathered close. Barry and... Heart. She knew new meaning of them to her own chest. Bending toward... With happy hearts, Avo and her friends shared a big, warm group hug. What a wonderful day it had been! Avo and her friends were so happy, they wanted to share their joy with everyone.